Rotation, upper torso rotation. Draw the arms back up. Turn back towards the centre. And to the other side. And again. Full activation down the whole arm. So we're really drawing through water. Okay, up through the water. Find some resistance. Last time onto this side. Back up. Bringing the hands down into prayer. That's the way. Placing the hands in front of you. Allow them to slide forward, rock over, and go onto all fours. Ready for cat-cow? Pat the hands down. Just turn my clock over, I forgot to do my timer. So, noticing the knees grounded in, the tops of the feet, shins, push them down into the mat, that's the way. Pat the hands down, should be under shoulders. So we're finding a gentle rocking from left to right or right to left. So we're just waking up the hip flexors, moving from left to right. Engaging the core, so we're finding some movement in the core. That's the way. Then we're going to do a deeper rotation all the way around. We're drawing circles with our tailbone. That's the way. Waking up those hips so you can really feel them switching through. You can feel the joint moving in the socket, or you notice that, you become aware of it. Then go the other way. That's the way. Calm back into neutral. So we're going to engage the core, engage the centre, drawing the navel back towards the spine. And we're going to go into cat-cow, making sure the feet are really grounded, taking some weight out of the wrists. So push down into the fingertips, push down with the feet, lift up with the centre, engage the glutes. And then we're going to tuck the tailbone under. We're going to move all the way up through the spine and then tuck the head in. Then we're going to rotate that. We're going to lead with the tail, always leading with the tail. That's the way. And then under. Feeling the space, opening up the spaces in the back of the spine and closing them back down, shortening those. Head's the last thing, last one. Sucking up. Opening the shoulder blades. Really nice. Back into neutral. Turn the palms so they're facing up towards the face. Turn them back down again. Tucking the toes under. Finding the grounding, finding the grounding. We're going to lift the knees and move the tail back towards the heels, but in a 45-degree angle. The head is going to move between the arms with the ears either side of the upper arms. Zoomed in, inhale, lift the knees, and tuck and move back. Switch on the glutes, switch on the inner thighs. That's the way. Tail is rising up towards the ceiling. We're not in downward dog here. We're going to extend through the body. Come up into press up. Don't move the feet. Hold that pose. Bend the knees. Pushing back. Pushing the tail back towards the heels. Lifting up ever so slightly. And then moving forward into press up. That's the way. Switching the glutes on, switch the inner thighs. Bending back. Lift the tail. Last time. Back into press up. That's the way. Drop the knees down. Flip the wrists. So the palms are facing back up towards you. That's the way. You're going to extend the left or the right leg behind you. So extend that leg out. on the balls of the toes. Notice some resistance, so you're pushing through the back of the leg, through the glutes, down through the heels. Switch on your pelvic floor, switch on your navel, the muscles around the tummy, lift the leg. We're looking to get in a straight line, we don't want it all the way up here, we're just looking for a straight line. Flex the toes down towards the floor, pushing the heel away from you. Finding your centre, moving the weight onto the other arm. So you've got opposite arm to opposite leg, reaching forward. Hold that pose, breathing through it. Finding some core strength. If you push away with the heel and reach forward with the fingertips, you're going to find a little bit more stability. Bring the knee in. Walk the hips. Push the tailbone back into child pose. Rest those wrists. Turn the palms so they're facing up. Take a breath, turn the back over, come back up onto all fours. Extend the opposite leg behind you. Switch on the glutes, switch on the quads. Make sure that the bent leg is grounded well into the mat. On the inhale, raise the leg. Finding the balance, move the weight over, extend the other arm. Opposite arm to opposite leg. Gaze is down, switch the glutes on, finding some length. That's really well done. Great. Drop that down. And we're going to swap over again, extending the other leg out. Lifting the leg. Extend the arm. Flat back. Try not to curve the back, suck the navel up. And lower. And swapping over, other leg. Lift the leg. Reaching forward. Find some strength. That's the way. Place them down. Drop them down. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees about 2 inches. Switch on the glutes, switch on the inner thighs. Move the tailbone back towards the heels, arms between, ears between the arms. That's the way. Hold that for a moment. If you can, you might want to straighten the legs a little bit. Have a little walk through the legs. Lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Padding through that. Notice the toes. Pushing the weight through the fingertips so all the weight isn't in the wrists. Bring the knees back to bend. So the tummy is always working towards the thighs. We're going to move the weight forward now, moving forward into plank. The body weight's going to be over the arms. Hold. Drop the knees down. Push back into child's pose. Stretch the arms out. Take a breath. Rotate the wrists. Rotate the wrists. Come back. Back up onto tabletop. Just moving the hips again. Okay, tucking the toes under. Lift the knees, flat back. Moving backwards. Lift the tailbone up. Walking through that pose again. Working the heels down towards the mat. Sucking the navel into the back of the spine. Pushing the fingertips down into the mat. That's the way. bend the knees. Find some lift in the tailbone. Move the weight into one of the legs, the left or the right, doesn't matter. And then we're going to lift the leg. Flexing the toe down towards the floor. And the heels going up towards the ceiling, finding some length. Pushing through the fingertips. Sucking the tummy in. Switching on the quads on your supporting leg. We're going to bend the heel back ever so slightly towards the glutes. We're going to move the weight forward ever so slightly. And we're going to turn the hip so it's open. That's the way. Looks really funny looking at everything upside down. Trying to see the screen. That's the way. Extend the leg, turn the hips so they're forward facing. Drop the toes back down. Walk through that. That's the way. Gaze forward between the arms. Move forward into plank. Drop the knees. Drop the chest and push forward. Baby cobra. So we're just going to lift the top half of the back, drawing the shoulder blades back towards each other, softening the glutes, finding a bit of lift, tuck the toes under, push back down into downward dog. That's the way, leading with the tailbone. That's it, just walking through it. Talking to the parts of the body that are causing you resistance. We're moving the weight over to the other leg. We're going to lift that leg up. Keeping the hips parallel if you can to the mat. Pointing the toe down, pushing the heel away. You'll find more stability. You can bend the supporting leg if you need to as well. There's no worry about whether it's straight or not. That's not important. We're going to bend the heel towards that glute and twist out. So we're opening out the hip. Gaze is going to go through the arm. I've got the wobbles. That's the way. Sit in that. We're opening the hip. We're not going to go all the way over into wild thing tonight, so don't worry about that. We'll move the hips so they're forward facing. Back into downward dog. That's the way. Lots and lots of inversions tonight. Gaze up, through into plank. Sit. Drop the toes. Drop the chin. Push through. Lift the front of the body. That's the way. Just lift the wrists up if they're aching a bit. Place them back down. Keep the elbows close into the sides. Tuck the toes under. Push back. Okay, and then walk the feet forward. They're a bit nearer, that's the way. Okay, we're going to bend the knees, go back into tabletop. And we're going to sit back into child pose. That's the way. Take a moment. Bring the arms out towards the side and then bring the arms so they're down alongside the thighs with the palms facing up towards the ceiling. Take some breaths. Notice your breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Allow the belly to expand and the ribs to open to make more space. That's it. We're taking a pause. Working still active on the muscles, on the spine. Noticing the tailbone drawing down towards the heels. All the way along the back of the spine and making space. We're allowing the shoulder blades to soften. That's the way. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and and take the shoulder blades towards each other. Lifting the arms away. That's the way. If you can, switching on the glutes, switching on the inner thighs, pelvic floor, sucking up on the pelvic floor. And maybe bringing yourself ever so slowly up into sitting. That's the way. Untangle the arms and shake the wrists. That's the way. Rotate the shoulders. That's the way. Rotate the wrists. Palms up, palms down. Palms up, palms down. Bringing the hands also again around behind the back. Finding space up the front of the body from the groin to the base of the sternum. Rotate the shoulder blades back towards each other, sucking the navel back. That's a lot to remember. Draw your arms down. Lift the heart space. Drop the shoulders down. Tuck the chin ever so slightly in. Take some breaths. Switching on the glutes, sucking in with the inner thighs. So that means we're going to lift up now. So we're going to lift up, so we're drawing the inner thighs towards each other, moving the glutes towards each other, and generally feeling an upward motion through the body. We want to lift upwards. So we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming up. That's the way. Let the arms loosen down by the sides, switching on the glutes. Sucking in the inner thighs, making sure the shins and the tops of the feet are well grounded into the mat. Place the hands so the thumbs are on the waist and the fingers are wrapped around the centre of your body. That's the way. Drop the shoulders. So we're going to do an inhale and we're going to find space up the front of the body, and we're just going to bring the shoulder blades back towards each other and gaze up. If you can, if you want to, you can move the hands a bit lower, but we're not bending from the waist, it's just an upper torso lift. So we're not going like this, we're lifting. There's a difference. Squeeze the glutes. Got your fingertips down, it stops you from bending from the waist. It reminds you to not do that. Okay. So we're going to slowly lower, and then we're going to draw up again. And we're going to lower, and then we're going to draw up again. That's the way. Lower, sucking up, and lower. And suck up. Stay up. Allow the arms to drop down by the sides. We're going to lift one knee forward, so we're going to move the weight into one of the legs. And then we're going to kneel forward. So we're going to bring one leg so it's forward. The other leg is coming down. The shin is grounded in the floor. The knee is bent at probably 45-degree angle. You can see the big toe. You don't want it tucked under. You want to see the big toe. That's it, coming into that position. Tuck, put the hands on the hips. Tuck the back foot under, so you've got on the balls of your toes. We're going to now draw these two thighs towards each other. So we're looking for a drawing together and a sucking up. We're drawing them together, sucking up. We're switching on the glutes to do this. So we're going to come up, bend the back knee. So we're looking for that sucking up through the centre of the body. Both hips are forward facing. There'll be a small stretch on the hip flexor at the front here. You need to be able to see your big toe, ideally. You can sit a bit lower into that if you want. Wherever you go, raise the arms up. Warrior one. So we're reaching up through the arms, we're finding length up through the arms. Sucking in the core. Hold. That's the way. Lovely. Hold that pose. We're going to turn or rotate the extended leg to 45 degrees. The whole of the body is going to move. We're going to open the arms out towards the side. Warrior two. We're still drawing up through the centre of the body. The thigh bone is turned out. Don't turn out from the knee. We're looking to work that leg back. Extend the arms out towards the sides. That's the way. Centre of the body is in the centre of the body. And we're going to reach forward with the arm of the bent leg. And then we're going to draw a circle up towards the sky and lean back. Gaze is up. This arm's working back down towards the knee. Drawing the arms open to the side, bending the front arm and reaching across. Take the weight off the arm. So again, we're looking for sucking in, drawing the thighs together. Gaze is towards the hand. Beautiful. Gracefully lean yourself up. So, you're going to turn the back foot back. You're going to drop back down. And we're going to lift up. Bringing the arms all the way back. One more time. Bring the arms up. Drop all the way down. Place both hands on the mat. Extend that leg into plank and lift the other leg through into plank. Drop the knees, chin to the floor. Push through. Baby cobra. Lift up, tuck your toes. Downward dog. Walk through that. That's the way. That's the way. Bend forward, come back into plank. Drop the knees. Sit the tailbone down. That's the way. We're going to do the other side. We're going to lower and lift. We're going to lower, lift the tailbone. One more time, lower, lift. We're practicing that drawing up sensation, the drawing up sensation through the body, that lift. Okay. Place the hands on the hips and then bring the other leg forward. That's the way. Make sure your toes are grounded. That's the way. Okay, find your balance. Check your position. Tuck the toes back, under, onto the balls of the foot. Sorry, just got to adjust myself. And then do an inhale, exhale. Next inhale, lifting up. Reaching the arms up. That's the way. hold that. We're looking for length up the front of the body, drawing the arms up, switching on the glutes, feeling that stretch down the back of the leg. Warrior one. That's the way. That's the way. Now drop the heel of the back leg, rotate it out 45 degrees, open the arms out. That's the way. Check your adjustments. Check the pelvis is level. Sucking in, drawing up. Finding some space across the length of the front of the body. So, reaching forward, drawing up. That's the way. So we're looking for a stretch up the front of the body, up the side of the body, reaching down without crushing. Moving the weight forward, bending that elbow, looking for alignment. That's the way. So it's a line through the body. That's the way. Lifting the weight up. Rotating the body, dropping the back leg. And dropping the knee down. And up. And down. And up. Arms forward, extend that back leg, switch on the glutes, get ready, lift the leg back, plank, there we go, lovely, knees, chest, baby cobra, take a breath. Soft glutes here. Tuck the toes under, move back. That's it. Back up into downward dog. Leading with the tail. Just moving through those quads. Switching them on and off. That's the way. Sucking that navel back towards the spine. That's the way. Let's just come into stillness here for a minute. Bend the knees if you need to. Gaze forward, come over into plank, drop the knees down, and allow yourself to come straight into lying onto the front, placing the hands down by the sides of the body, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Let your head go to the left or the right, doesn't matter. Please have it with my glasses. Okay, just give the tailbone a little wiggle. Soften the shoulders, notice your breathing. That's the way. Turn the head to the other direction. Notice the mat underneath you. Notice the parts of the body that are touching the mat. Notice the spaces between. Turn the head back to the other direction. That's the way. So we're going to do an inhale this time. And we're going to lift the legs and thighs at the back. We're going to do that by squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, keeping the feet towards each other, not away. So we're drawing the legs towards each other. We're going to lift them away from the mat. If you can, lift your knees up, ideally keeping your legs straight. And we're just going to find an inhale. So on the next inhale, we're going to raise the legs up. So we need soft glutes, fairly soft glutes when we're doing this. You don't want to trap any of those muscles on the lower back. Front of the body is soft and touching the mat. Keeping the legs towards each other. Pointing the toes down and away from the body. And then lowering. Turn the head to face the other direction. On your next inhale, squeeze the legs towards each other, lifting up. Drawing the feet away, so the tailbone is drawing down towards the toes. The legs are drawing away from the body. Keeping the arms down and lower. So we're going to turn the head to the other direction. And this time we're going to lift the front of the body, so not from the waist. Try lifting from, first of all, from the space between the shoulder blades. Okay, we don't want to go lower than that. Really soft glutes, don't switch those on. Keep the legs behind you down. And we're going to do an inhale and lift the front of the body. The arms will lift up and down towards the feet. Gaze is forward. Shoulder blades are working back towards each other. Soft glutes. We're lifting from the front of the middle of the back. Space of the heart. Soften down. And we're going to lift again. And lower. Feet and arms together. Inhale. And lower. Bring the hands towards the shoulders. Keep the elbows close into the sides of the body. Tuck the toes under. Lifting yourself up onto all fours. Sit back into child's pose. Move the knees so they're wide. Wide leg child's pose. Let the forehead rest on the mat. Sink into that for a moment. Okay, use your hands to bring those down by your shoulders. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, squeezing the glutes, curl ourselves all the way up. Come back up into sitting. Draw the knees together, sit onto one side. Place the arms either side, knees bent up in front of you. Find the balance point. You're going to slowly lie down. Slow as you can. Noticing each vertebrae as you come down, pushing the toes into the mat. All the way down. Let the legs drop down. That's the way. Let the the legs roll out towards the sides. Let the arms face up. Notice your breath. Maybe notice the pulse in the body. Maybe notice the sound of your heartbeat. See how far the sounds that you can hear can reach around you. See how far you can hear. And then maybe noticing the sounds inside the body, maybe the sounds inside your head. Maybe you notice the sounds in the arms, or feeling the vibration of the body, feeling the vibration of the blood of the body in the arms. Noticing the movement of the breath in the belly. Maybe letting the legs roll out to the side, giving them a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a movement there going. Maybe when you come into stillness with the legs, maybe you can notice the vibration within the legs, the blood pulsing through the legs, the oxygen moving through the legs, down into the feet. Maybe you're noticing the back of the body, maybe adjusting the shoulders, let the shoulders soften. Let the hips soften. Notice the ball of the pelvis. Noticing the backs of the legs, the heels. Then noticing the front of the body, the fronts of the legs at the front of the body. Maybe close the eyes. Notice the tongue and the head, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the back of the neck, the spine of the body, the arms, the palms of the hands. Space the groin, the legs, and the soles of the feet. As you rest on the floor, on your mat. And if you can now, maybe you choose to roll or come up onto the right side. If not, you can choose to stay lying down as we've come to the end of our practice. Patience and compassion. Do that supports your soul's path. Practice feeling love. Love for nature, for family and friends. Love yourself, and just for love, because that is the truth of what we are. Blessings, and journey well the rest of this week. And that's the end of your practice this evening. It was beautiful to see you all, and we'll see you again next week, hopefully.